My name is Bob, and I'm very peeved. Will you shut up that whispering? Anyways, so yeah. Welcome back to the Black Parade. Last time we penetrated deeply into the Keeper's inner sanctum, if you know what I mean.
It's the 8th this month. What is going on?
This is very troubling indeed. Which one is it this time?
Collected Observations on the Hand Brotherhood, Volume 16. And the Master Archivist Registry states it hasn't been borrowed for many years, but it's gone. Vanished.
Yet another book on the Hand Brotherhood disappearing.
Ooh,
This cannot be a coincidence. Something is amiss.
I've also heard reports about disappearing books in our Stone Market compound. This must be submitted for an investigation now.
Don't fret, Acolyte. I shall talk to the Elder about that as soon as possible. We must protect our knowledge, after all.
That is quite concerning. Books about the Hand Brotherhood. Well, that could be the Hand Brotherhood stealing from you or something. Check their mystique or whatever. Or it could be something worse. And knowing this game, it's probably going to be something worse. Huster. Please prepare the vacant guest room to receive translator Gamal. Gamal. She is not to be disturbed under any circumstances when she is in her quarters. Make sure the nearby hall is dead silent as well. I do not wish to provoke the First Keeper's ire. Nathaniel. And they really are laying it on a little thick here with these references to Thief 3. Well, I say laying on a little thick. I guess there's only been like 2 or so. Still, amusing. Wonder if those will actually have any payoff in this game, or if it's just sly references. On the matter of Lady de Yarwith's letters, a thesis by Keeper Leopold. In 708, however, Cuthall Printing Company published what they claim were letters of the very secretive Lady Eustacia de Yarwith. Lady de Yarwith was well known for suffering from the falling sickness. The what? Hence her seclusion within her mansion. However, the letters recorded an entirely different person. During the Black Fog of 687, when she was still a young girl, Lady de Yarwith was inducted into the mysteries of the Honeymaker Beast, a paganic cult created by her ancestress. The letters continued with her growing role as a member of this cult until she was in command of a vast network of witches' covens all over the city. Naturally, the publishing of these letters was not seen as a positive thing. The Hamrite clergy denounced them as blasphemous. Lady de Yarwith herself repeated them, and the company who published them issued a retraction. The letters were dismissed as foul calumny. The public was all too eager to believe the story of the letters were but a gross vilification designed to ruin the crippled lady's name. Certainly the shame was enough to make many members of her family abandon her, journeying to Roxburgh to leave their past behind. Lady de Yarwith herself remained confined to her manor until her death 2 decades later. In truth, the letters were completely genuine. Lady de Yarwith's illness came not from consanguinity, but from taking strong hallucinogenic mushrooms, and many of the rituals described within were authentic, ignoble religious ceremonies which are too dangerous to describe, in addition to having been contaminated with materials providing a rudimentary hint about our existence. Fortunately, few records of the letters remain. The Guildsmen's riots of 709 and the Great Book burnings of 716 that followed resulted in many copies being destroyed, and the Cuthall Printing Company only had a single copy left when Keeper Gale managed to secure it from their guild house at Duskmoor. By now, Keepers of Paris estimated that only 3 copies are known to remain, but they pose no threat, as they are now locked in private libraries owned by reclusive lords. Good to know. I guess. I wonder if that'll be important later, if it's just, or if it's just tidbits of lore. You can never be quite sure in this game. One of the neat things about it. It doesn't shove things down your throat and all that. It doesn't always shove things down your throat anyways. Restricted library. No acolytes allowed beyond this point. I need some sort of key. Yeah, I doubt that would work. Alright then. Gotta find something. If I can figure out where this is, I can make a note of it. But good fucking luck with that. Okay, it's the east, so it could be this. In fact, that might be the only place it could be. Yeah, it all adds up, I think. Well, not quite. There's no massive circle thing there. Oh wait, it's probably, yeah, it's there, to the restricted library, of course. There we go. Observation on the City Warden, Anno 820. The year 820 was particularly bloody, and the power balance between the crime overlords of the city was at its most fragile. De Wall was already well established in North Quarter and Shalebridge, but his sudden takeover of Newmarket in Pampinosus led to an all-out street war with Sterling, Warden of Newmarket, downtown, and South Quarter at the time. The Baron's police and the Order of the Hammer were powerless before such uninhibited gang violence. Indeed, it was not a rare sight to witness mobs of thugs and rogues fight each other to the death in marketplaces or alleyways. Sterling had secured an alliance with Ramirez, Warden of Hightown, a few years back, but the latter had already betrayed him by Fervidor, sensing a turn of the tide, and had been supplying reinforcements and equipment to De Wall in secret. This conflict lasted until Veneficus, when De Wall definitively took over Sterling's territory, had him executed, and gave South Quarter and downtown to Ramirez, establishing him as the second most powerful warden after De Wall. Another less bloody but equally important conflict happened in Recidivus, between Lord Mayor Hegemon Broderick and the short-lived Wayden, Warden of Stonemarket and Lower Locks at the time. The young but ill-tempered crime lord had been warden for only 4 months, having assassinated the previous warden, Leonid Broderick, brother to the Lord Mayor, in his sleep. Widely unpopular among his men and subordinates for such a treacherous act, they quickly secured a secret alliance with the Lord Mayor, who was not particularly versed in crime, but still had ties with other wardens, thanks to his late brother, and had Wayne gruesomely assassinated in broad daylight. Some say a beast slew him, but a more plausible explanation is a group of thugs brutally murdered him. In any case, reports indicate that the Baron's police did not intervene during this event, and the Hammerites were reportedly strangely absent. Roderick's reign, however, turned out to be equally as short-lived as Wayden's. The wealthy, ambitious, and strategic Webster bought off Broderick's men and took over his entire territory by the end of the year, without any bloodshed. Oh, neat. Good for him. that looks cool. What do we have here? It'd be this place then, right? Yeah. So these go nowhere? Ah, crap. Let me guess, the other one needs a key tail. Right. Order Office of the Superior Elder. What's so superior about him? Okay. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of wish I could just, like, actually draw on the map rather than having to type. Probably be easier to actually fit them in the margins. Not that my handwriting is extraordinarily great. Oh, back here. Right. What is our objective anyways? Oh, just finding out information. Alright. In that sense, I suppose we're not unlike the Keepers themselves. I really quite like the whole thing of jumping around on carpets to avoid marble. One of my favorite ways to get around. Why is there just a random sword here? And nothing else. Where is that infernal whispering coming from? Ah, finally something I can lockpick. Oh, thanks. Compendium of evidence proving Careth Din's existence. Guys didn't know that Careth Din existed? I mean, fucking Garrett found it pretty easily. Twice. Often referred to as the Lost City, Careth Din is said to have existed many centuries before our time. The large, booming city is mentioned in numerous myths or legends, but what is the actual evidence of its existence? In 367, a group of grease hands were sent into Hightown sewers to fix a clogged pump and discovered a chunk of sandstone stuck inside, a type of stone that has not been seen in the quarries around the city for centuries. 10 years later, a gardener was arrested by the police with a pure sapphire she said to have found in a well in downtown. The marks on the stone seem to conform with the methods used in Careth Din's times to clean and cut jewels. While the discovery of minerals dating back to ancient times could be interpreted as a coincidence, the existence of cultural remains is, however, more pertinent. In 401, a fishing boat caught into its net an ancient statue representing a cray-like entity near Markham's Island, corresponding with the description of an ancient god worshipped in Careth Din. And in 409, a fishmonger discovered a few bronze coin rings bearing unknown marks inside the fish she was hollowing out. The marks look similar to hieroglyphs, the alphabet used by the precursors, according to the tablet of the ancients displayed in the Highwatch Museum. Not only does this information prove that Careth Din should have existed, but it also indicates that it was located much closer to the city than expected. Yeah, practically, the city was built practically right on top of it. Which is a bit odd if you think about it. Ooh, what's through here? Hang on.
The interpreter meant by this.
Ooh. Spirit potion, flash bomb. Oh yeah. Now then, what is down here? Or perhaps I should say up here. Oh, fuck. Why did I get launched like that? Okay. Where the fuck am I? Okay. Well, that doesn't really help me.
Elder, is that you? Shh, it must be a glue playing tricks on me.
What about this way? Ooh. Nice. The Codex of Fungi by Fellow Terraborn. Lumicus, inedible, common, found mainly in dark and humid environments. Also known as light mush, this mushroom is typically consumed by cave animals such as birds or the giant bats of bone, who then spread its spores via their feces. In humans, consuming light mush could cause intense pain in the stomach and make one's body fluids glow for up to a week, though it is not known to cause death. Well, then it's hardly inedible, then, is it? Sacularius ungula. Deadly, uncommon, found mainly in swamps and cemeteries. Known as the Trickster's Hoof, this is one of the most lethal mushrooms on the continent. Ooh, sounds delicious. Eating a Trickster's Hoof causes hallucinations, hematemesis, and finally, death in less than 3 minutes. Due to its effects, possessing this mushroom is considered a crime in some cities, and a heresy by the Hamrite Order. Green mold. Inedible. Common. Found in many environments with decaying life forms. Also known as moss crystal. Oh. The green mold is a harmless fungus feeding from dead organic matters and water. It is recognizable by its specific shape, which looks like a crystal made of moss. Despite causing no damage, the mold it produces is invasive, and several laws order its removal whenever discovered. Ingesting green mold is known to be good for the health, but its volatile aspect also means a high risk of suffocation. Therefore, it must only be administered by professional physicians. Is this some kind of weird way of like trying to explain the moss arrows and shit? Because that seems like a weird thing to do, because the crystals, as far as I'm aware, are literally just actual straight up elemental crystals that form naturally in the world due to magical shit. So this is just silly. Selenus clavis, edible, rare, found in forests for several days following summer thunderstorms. Shaped like a red nail, this mushroom is difficult to notice due to its tiny size. Its unique spicy taste and medicinal properties make this one of the most researched mushrooms in the region. Many scriptures refer to it as the ultimate remedy to all diseases, but there's no scientific evidence that proves this yet. Alright. Good to know. I, for one, am something of an expert on mushrooms myself. Though, not by any actual education for the most part. Mostly through trial and error. Ah, crap.
These ancient halls are getting to me. I must concentrate. Sometimes I swear they keep it cold in here so we don't fall asleep.
Possibly. But more likely it's to preserve the books. You know? You don't want it to get too warm or humid. Otherwise, it can promote nasty stuff. Like moss. Nice. History of the Precursors by Elder Clive. Long ago, there was an old empire said to extend beyond the known world and inhabited by an ancient civilization known as the Shemadum. The Shemadum's origin... was it Shemadoom? Yeah. Either sounds horrifying. Origins are unknown, and their chronicles rely on describing events rather than specific dates. However, the study of their knowledge offers to the reader several answers, such as the location of lost prophecies and hidden glyphs or artifacts. The main source of knowledge comes from the 7 tablets written by the Counselor Fuquan, Keeper of the Keys and Warden of the Glyphs, a precursor whose actions have extended the time of people by 2 decades, with a policy of study and control of magic. Kareth Din, the capital of the Shemadum Empire, was destroyed by a tremendous earthquake 1 year after Fuquan's assassination, ordered by the Guild of Enlightenment. The mages of the guild considered his deeds compromising to their ways, disturbing the peace of the sentients locked in their sanctums. Ironic that their efforts to preserve themselves would spell their doom. I'll probably spell their doom anyway. Technically, they could be unrelated. Oh, hi. Oh, it's very awkward. Okay, yeah, I've been here already. I saw the body. Okay, never mind that. Treatise on the Dark Ages by Keeper Arimius. But the most viable way to identify the coming of a Dark Age is to identify the anomalies, more or less impressive, that ooze from it. Animal downpours, spontaneous burnings, or collective hysteria are only a fragment of the possible phenomena that can occur during such events. The only thing that allows us to differentiate major Dark Ages from minor ones is whether our order shall be implicated or not. A minor Dark Age will find resolution by itself, whereas a major Dark Age shall not only implicate our order, but also a third party only known as the One True Keeper. Fortunately, the prophecies of old deciphered by the ancient keepers predict the existence of only 3 such major Dark Ages. Ha. Yep. Just like there has only ever been 3 these games ever made. That is my word, and as such, beyond contestation. Council Tower. That puts me... here then? Somewhere around there? Oh, hi. Tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Okay. That leads to the council tower, then where does this lead? That's one massive fucking skull. And you can very easily tell that they didn't actually like make a separate texture for it. They just scaled up the regular one. I mean, why bother, you know? Scriptorum, eh? Oh, I see. Oh, hi. Don't mind me. Oh, hi.
Keepers, I need your help!
Said, don't mind me. Is there, anything at all here? Oh, yes indeed. Hang on. Doesn't look like I can read any of these. Okay then. Okay, good. I'd have been rather annoyed if that turned out to not actually be wood. Oh wait, what's right above the scriptorum? Oh, right. Second floor, so I have no idea. Oh wait, oh, I was looking at the wrong map, damn it. Never mind. History of Yambolo. Yalambo, rather. Yalambo. Codex volume... What is that? 57? I think? Yeah, LS50, right? Whatever. Located far to the south, beyond the arid wastes, the kingdom of Yalambo draws to it the travelers and merchants with its wealth and power. The oldest trace of the kingdom dates back to 215. The territory was inhabited by many nomad tribes fighting for control of land and water. In 250, the war chief Munsa Ar-Raham the Wise from the Jania tribe managed to take control of the Great Lake Yeremia and started building the first city of Yalambo, Munsa Duba, which became its capital. The Jania territory officially became the Yalambo Kingdom in 252 after the union of Munsa Ar-Rahman's son Maghan Ar-Rahman and Kaita Hazm, ruler of the Yalambo nomads, who had the rest of the territory under their control. Yalambo was discovered in 349 by merchants from Blackbrook who lost their way in the southern desert. Upon returning to their home city, they brought with them an impressive amount of silk and spices. They spoke of a mysterious land with towns built of red stone and numerous sculptures made of pure gold. At first brushed off as a mere tale, the existence of the kingdom was confirmed when a caravan from the south reached Roxburgh with a vast amount of gold, said to have ruined the value of coin for 5 years. In modern times, Yalambo's relations with outsiders are entirely limited to trade. The Yalambi's economy is primarily based on the export of gold, jewels, and spices, but also ornamental weapons from the forges of Jolgeo. Despite Yalambo's nomadic origins, no hostilities ever observed. And if I never have to read another thing about any of those names, we will consider that a victory.
What the? Keepers, there is an intruder in the sanctuary.
There is?
Step out of the shadows and reveal yourself.
Huh? Damn it, when did how did they notice me?
museum of city streets. No doubt its contents are woefully outdated.
On the study of primitive civilizations of yore and why one of them was better than the others. Alright, by Lord Clive M. Brasco. Coolib was far from making all its economical possibilities a reality. Indeed, it was far too isolationist for that. It was socially too weakened by its excess production for the god kings, dead-made gods, or greater gods. It was economically slowed down by the hoarding of precious metals in its temples, which resulted in a lack of intensive circulation. Therefore, in this isolationism, it is highly probable that the Kulibian civilization was highly developed but did not find any partner for equal trade. The Kulibians, convinced of their superiority, were long prejudiced against foreigners, and stayed close to their ancestral traditions, which may explain their desire to isolate themselves. It is also important to note that Kulib's power and the power of its administration was so important that, even when it ceased to be a creative power and to represent a living civilization, it was still standing and maintained by its last administrative officials. Huh. I feel like a lot of that was going to explain why all the reasons why it was why it sucked, not why it was better.
Again? Can't find anything in here.
Well, something just found you.
You. Oh.
There's still one more somewhere.
I mean, come on.
Where are you? Hopefully not in this well-lit area. Oh, hi. Oh,
Someone's skulking around here.
more than I thought. Alright. That's probably all of them, and if not, bloody hell. Ow. Uh-huh. Finally getting close to that 1600. Even is this? Is this that council tower? I think so. The only place that looks right. I think. Yeah, whatever. What's that down there? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Nope. Oh, it's just a healing potion. Ooh, Office of the Glyph Warden. If there's anyone who'd have the key to that one weird glyph lock, it'd be the Glyph Warden. Oh, I'm very close now. Young Oliver is now sleeping, but it is not his health that worries me. The report of a statue moving by itself is what's troubling me, for I have heard of the same phenomenon occurring in several of our compounds. Our Stone Market seat, Glyph's Vigil, and Glasslock, to name a few. Could our Glyph of Enchantment be responsible for this? Could it be the result of some mischief from its part? Granting its vision is one thing, but giving statues sentience is another. Glyphs misbehaving, for lack of a better term, is also concerning, for it has happened a few times in the past few years. Most notable example being Keeper Catalina's scalding of her writing hand when she was working on a complex essay. Too many questions and no answers. Do you believe I have the answers for you? But, oh well. Okay, no. Doesn't seem to be anything else. Oh well. Nice. No. That goes north, that must be this way then? I don't know what that means, but... What the heck are these? Those like weird looking torches? The only guard? Uh-huh. Interesting. One of them is missing. I wonder if I'll need to do something about that. Oh, Geronimo. Like that, I suppose. Alright. That would mean that I'm somewhere. Ah, yes, Superior Elder's place. Let's see. Superior Elder Nathaniel. Be advised that Translator Gamal is set to arrive in First Keeper's Watch in 2 days. Her mission is of the utmost importance. A new prophecy requires her to search your archives for a few scriptures and tomes. Assist her as much and as thoroughly as you can. Signed, First Keeper Xavier. Some people think that that's pronounced the same as if it was a Z instead of an X, but there are subtle differences. Of course, this is muddied by people just not pronouncing it correctly. Ring key. Oh, that must... Yeah, I see it. See the same symbol. Ooh, nice. I know who you are, why you are here, and what you are looking for. Okay then. Our ancient organization has 3 goals. To observe from afar, to store knowledge, and to preserve the balance. The statuette you touched has made you sensitive to subtle magic, able to see our glyphs and ourselves. The gem around your neck is imbued with such magic. It belonged to one of us. I bear no grudge for this old theft, but I demand you keep our existence an absolute secret. A few of us are aware of the prophecy about you. To keep things simple, Interpreter Kadusha can read the future through glyphs, and Translator Gamal delivers her prophecies to us. Through them, I knew you would come, and I knew you would read these words. We possess a tome that will clarify your predicament. Young acolytes can be nosy, or succumb to temptation, and so this profane text is sequestered in our restricted library. The ring key provided with this missive will allow you to access it. The book is entitled Azarin the Cruel, Necromancy, the Black Parade, roll credits, and its schism from the Hand Brotherhood. Take it and read it carefully, as I will come to retrieve it in a few days. I trust the book will contain all the information you need. There is another item you require. A harp inlaid with amethyst. Yep, already have that. The one you were supposed to steal from Hawtree Manor, as a matter of fact. Yep, already guessed that. It was recovered by our agents decades ago, and is now concealed in our reliquary at the top of the North Tower for study. Yeah. Been there, done that. Your former master did not know where it was, nor did he understand its true purpose. This too is explained by the book. Is it also explained where the bloody string is? While I know the outcome of your ordeal, I am afraid I cannot divulge the way it ends. All we can do now is wait and observe.
These guys give me the creeps, but that ring's the best chance I have. Now, to get into the restricted library.
Alright. Wasn't expecting that. I guess I maybe should have, considering the Keepers all of the prophecies and shit, but... well, they managed to blindside me. Now that's a pretty cool twist. Alrighty then. I wish I could erase this stuff. Oh well. I guess I can just... yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Alright, should be pretty easy to get to the place from here. Just need to go through there, and then... yeah. Wait, which one? What was this one? Oh yeah, I've already been here. I just didn't open that specific door. Alright. Oh. This place certainly feels ominous. Oh, good thing I didn't drop the ring key. Sometimes I drop the keys when I don't need them anymore, but clearly I do need it. Oh. Codex of Keepers who strayed from our purpose. Any brethren listed here should be found and captured at all costs for the danger they represent. Interpreter Earth. Misreading a prophecy without any attempt at correction. Responsible for disastrous consequences. Keeper Renewild. Revealing. Just revealing. Well, has told up to 10 individuals about the existence of our organization in a tavern. Oh, if probably got drunk and did something stupid. Okay then. Elder Eldarius. What a name. Abuse of glyphs. Has subjugated an innocent's mind for 2 years. Bloody hell. Scribe Tarzaxis. Whatever. Dark magic. And also having a terrible name. Used the study of the glyphs for destructive purposes. Keeper Olesium. Murder. Killed Elder Lopus and tried to burn the evidence. Keeper Ulstein. Betrayal. Has stolen several important tomes and fled to Roxburgh. Could he be a spy for the Mysterious Order? Oh, that would explain that stuff. Elder Dan. Abuse of glyphs. Illegal use of the glyph of youth for sentimental reasons. Scribe Vanson. Misappropriation. Has stolen a dozen dangerous tomes without authorization for personal interest. Keeper Kedius. Betrayal. Attempted assassination of 3rd Keeper Orland. Keeper Jonas. Revealing. Sent secret messages to the wrong address for 5 years. Denies his mistake. Keeper Mercedes. Misappropriation. Used keeper training for personal interests, such as thievery, blackmail, and other crimes. You will note that Garrett is not among that list. Interesting, isn't it? On the choice of the Darkwatch site. Darkwatch Sanctuary was founded in 722 in the then Industrial District, with the purpose of breaking the secret of the impassable gates in the South Grotto. Speculation abound with regards to what is found beyond these mysterious gates, as a strong magic presence can be felt, but in 100 years, none has been able to break the seals. None have been able to break the seals, you mean? It is theorized by Superior Elder Silvus, currently the head of the Darkwatch, that a powerful artifact is needed to unseal the doors. I'm gonna have to get that artifact, aren't I? This artifact is rumored to be the fabled Zilich amulet, of which parts have been scattered to the four winds and have eluded our order for centuries. Yep, I'm definitely gonna have to find those parts. The location of Darkwatch Sanctuary is also strategically advantageous, as the now old industrial district is close to Merkbell, Highwatch, and Lampfire Hills. This has allowed our order to observe with great attention the power struggles on the northeast bank, and to intervene should the balance be broken. The Hammerites of St. Trinit, for instance, have started to quarrel with the Hammer Hill seat, and may try a coup. We must be vigilant if this happens. Keep revenge, Shaw. Alright. Boy, I've been doing a lot of reading in this episode. I guess that's not a huge surprise considering I'm in the Keeper Sanctum. A compendium of sentience. Herein you shall find a list of known sentients. They are classified in two different categories: sentience and lesser sentience. Sentience, also known as artifacts, soul stones, or relics. A grouping of 5 objects possessing special powers and what is thought to be a consciousness normally only associated with living entities, presumably created as part of an ancient safeguard against the forces of evil. Examples include the heart and the chalice, also called the Builder's Cup by the Hammerites. Efforts to confine all the sentients to one place for study have failed. You're not wrong, it is an ancient safeguard, but against the Keepers themselves. How and when they came into existence is not known. Recommend further study. 5 sentients are known to be located in and around the city. They are the aforementioned heart, currently exhibited in the Wieldstrom Museum. The aforementioned chalice, currently kept by the Hammerites in St. Edgar's Cathedral. The eye, currently sealed within the Old Quarter Cathedral. The Jackdaw's Paw, currently in the possession of the Dryads of Witchwood. Gruliesque Crown, whereabouts unknown, but thought to be located close to Carath Din. It should be noted that these are likely not the only sentients, or higher sentients as they should be described more accurately, in existence. Several other sentients have been theorized to exist, according to various texts, both from our time and before, and in many different cultures. Lesser sentients. These sentients also possess a consciousness, but all are not as potent as the ones described in the previous passage. Unlike the other sentients, these are more often the result of a magical creation, and were built with a specific purpose, ranging from the mundane to the destructive. Examples include, but are not limited to, the Medallion of True Seeing, whereabouts unknown. Etheridge's Chimes, currently in possession of Lady Sybil. Karis Drag, whereabouts unknown. Note, this item being a sentient is doubtful at best. Hewlich's Mask, currently kept in First Keeper's watch. Yeah. Here somewhere. Is it just me or did someone just pass by invisibly? Okay, this is concerning. Especially with all this marble. Oh, hi.
I'm getting a really strange vibe from that little girl. Better not mess with her.
Oh, there you are.
Yep. Shouldn't have messed with her. Stop hiding and be killed. Oh, that's an exciting thing. Yeah, I'm gonna save. So yeah, that would be Gamal then. That's troublesome. Again, especially with all this fucking marble. And these unextinguishable candles. Lovely. The Fidgewix Hollow. Sanctuary Catastrophe. Recent reports indicate that, after a thorough examination of the written documents of that time by Elder Hannes and Elder Petros, the catastrophe which flooded and buried our sanctuary in Fidgewix Hollow in 723 was, in fact, correctly prophesied by interpreter Ianth. It appears that translator Eudora made a mistake in her translation during interpreter Ianth's last prophecy, stating that the tremors were, in fact, not a danger, when they absolutely were. Notes found in a concealed alcove in her quarters a few years ago, in which translator Eudora admitted her mistake, permitted Elder Hannes and Elder Petros to shed some light on the incident. This revealed mistake is more than serious, as it puts into question translator Eudora's other translations and capacities as a translator. Was this her only mistake? Or did she commit more during her time? Moreover, interpreter Ianth's name was slandered. She was removed from her position and unjustly tried with no means of defense after the sanctuary was suddenly lost to the cave-ins and subsequently flooded. The two elders believed that, with this new information, First Keeper Xavier should hold a pardon ceremony and clear interpreter Ianth's good name. Well, obviously. I mean, she's clearly innocent.
I'm getting a really strange vibe from that little girl. Better not mess with her.
Oh, hi. That's where you are. Ah, fuck.
I'm getting a really strange vibe from that little girl. Better not mess with her.
Yes, I get it. Anything in here? No, there's jack shit here. Okay, that was a waste of time. Just notice, recovered that harp inlaid with amethyst. For real this time. Nice. Come on. Like, why aren't you... There we go. Ah, Azran the Cruel, Necromancy, the Black Parade, and its schism from the Hand Brotherhood. Here we go. Oh, this is a long one. The origins of the Hand Brotherhood are mysterious, to say the least. They are considered a caste outside any jurisdiction in their place of origin in the Far East. They travel the world, establishing sanctums to study various magical phenomena. 2 such sanctums are in the Heartland, a complex of towers beyond the city known as the Mage Keep, and another sanctum within the city inside the old Highwatch Castle. An Archmage of yore, Dubaj, something like that, chose to be interred here. We believe his choice was not at random, and the arrival of Hand Renegade Azaran the Cruel in the city all but confirms this. Azaran, an infamous and ancient mage, is an avid practitioner of necromancy. For this, he was exiled from his homeland in the Far East and branded a heretic by the Hand Brotherhood. Due to both his interest in necromancy and his desire for revenge against his homeland, Azaran gained a following that coalesced into a rogue mage enclave, the Black Parade. The Hand Brotherhood anathematized this group circa 827. Why did Azaran seek out the Heartland and the city? With the acquisition of a rare extract taken from the lost anti-necromantic mage polemic Abutiar's tablets, we have a reasonable answer. Most of the obscure incantations and odd imagery in our extract is meaningless without the whole text. However, one subject of great concern recurs throughout. There exists a physical source of some awful magic with the power to capture the souls of those who touch it. Oh dear. This sentient object, unnamed and undescribed, out of fear, was alleged at the time the tablets were carved to be in the Heartland. If this remains true today, this explains Azaran's choice to settle the Black Parade in the city. Such a vessel of souls would provide ample fuel for any necromantic rituals. Fortunately, even our limited extract contains the central purpose of Abutiar's tablets, to archive the method that the Hand Brotherhood devised to annul necromancy, and to travel the realm where these captured souls reside. The extract speaks of 3 artifacts that the Hand Brotherhood has enchanted for this purpose. They are as follows. A rectangular ruby, initially sealed in a casket by Archmage Karak, later retrieved by Tomb Raiders circa 702. After some time in illegal trade, it was acquired by Messer Gustavio Aldrius, and earned the title Aldrius' Demise, after he ingested the gem in a fatal effort to conceal it. It resides in his family tomb within the catacomb complex beneath Stonemarket. Well, resided. A signet ring with a sapphire stone in the care of Archmage Theodir, locked away in a large mage mortuary in a Hag Hill forest. From the 2 unsuccessful expeditions we have sent there to recover Abutiar's tablets, we know that the amethyst harp was crafted as a part of a trial for Hand Acolytes to access Theodir's tomb using magical silk strings from a source inside the complex, and we have high confidence that the tablets are buried within. Ah. A gold amulet worn by Archmage Dubai, resting with him in his sepulchre at Highwatch Castle. We have failed to learn the purpose of this relic, and it may even be purely ceremonial. Many questions remain. Can this sentient vessel be destroyed? If so, would this trap the souls within forever? Did the Hand Brotherhood devise their method to enter this realm of souls in the hope of rescuing them? Has such an endeavor been attempted before? Without the original tablets, we cannot begin to guess. We are unsure whether the tablets even hold this information. In secret, we have investigated the archives of the Hand Brotherhood for answers, or a complete copy of the tablets, but we have found no trace of them. Necromancy has been a forbidden dark art for so long in the Hand Brotherhood. There is no chance that knowledge of this necromancy safeguard has been lost among their members, leaving them with no way of dealing with Azaran and the Black Parade should they ever locate and use this sentient vessel of souls.
So, the Hand Brotherhood wants to destroy these necromancers. I know that bastard DeWall has Aldrius' Demise, and the Brotherhood already has the amulet. If I get that ring, too, they'd have everything they need to stop Azaran. And if they succeed, would that remove this curse?
One can only hope. Then again, the fact that the Keeper specifically mentioned that they are not willing to reveal the ends and all that, does sort of make me suspicious that it might ultimately lead to a poor ending for good old Hume. Let's see. Are We Powerless Against the Coming Unwritten Times? By Elder Drake. An age of confusion and uncertainty. These are the words chosen by interpreters when prophecies concern the unwritten times, and many are the keepers who fear this period, said to occur after the Third Dark Age. But is there nothing we can do to stop it? The first thing to keep in mind is how our order gathers information about the future, by reading books from the ancient times, or watching for signs from the glyphs with the help of interpreters. Since the unwritten times have nothing have to do with the lack of compass for the future, we can suppose it being either the destruction of our libraries or the death of all interpreters. Or the destruction of the glyphs. Some also suspect the disappearance of all glyphs, or even the end of the world, but all these outcomes feel more like the result of a dark age. This raises a question. Are the unwritten times a consequence of the Third Dark Age, or a means to prevent it? That's an interesting thought. An answer would certainly be found by understanding the Brethren and Betrayer prophecy. However, no matter the origin of the unwritten times, the interpreters are unequivocal. The Order has to prepare for it and protect its knowledge by copying down the most important tomes and placing more focus on retrieving lost prophecies before the unwritten times come. Otherwise, these events could upset the balance kept for centuries and mean an end of the Keeper organization. A record of the use of Tatiana's flowers in taming sentience. Ah yes, this is the thing that you're mentioning. Tatiana's flowers were first discovered circa 320 in the cold caves of the mountains of the Great Essay Range by a scholar who was intrigued by the tales and legends sung by the local Druids. It took several years of study for the scholar, whose name is forgotten by all, to realize that these flowers, in fact, possessed magical properties that had strange effects near sentient objects, whether they were created by magic or, in the most rare cases, were thought to be creatures. One archmage hailing from beyond the great eastern expanse, Tatiana Jokovic, had heard stories about these fantastical flowers and, after fruitless experiments, found that they could be used to lull these sentients to sleep and to activate some of their most hidden mechanisms. Yet her groundbreaking discovery had many repercussions and has helped our order understand the nature of the sentients, as well as the majority of their functions. As the years passed, these flowers became known as Tatiana's flowers. It should be noted that while Tatiana's flowers possess a unique and strong power, not all sentients are equally affected by them. Indeed, the heart seems to enter a blind rage should Tatiana's flowers be presented to it, and it has been known to have caused several people to commit suicide by whispering dark thoughts in their mind. Huh. Good to know. What the heck is happening here? Oh. The Brethren and Betrayer prophecy. Of all the prophecies our order has known, two are the most worrisome. The Unwritten Times and the Brethren and Betrayer. It seems the two are linked. The Unwritten Times seems to be the Third Dark Age, and would most likely have far greater ramifications in both the Dark Project and the Metal Age. Not only is the outcome unknown to us, we cannot tell when exactly this would occur. This book, however, will concentrate on the Brethren and Betrayer prophecy. Very little is known about this prophecy, yet, as the glyphs have not revealed much. Interpreter Kadusha does not receive much in the way of knowledge as far as it is concerned, but what we know so far could potentially help us understand what we are facing, and take action in due time. The glyphs seem to indicate that the Brethren and Betrayer would play a major role in the coming of the Unwritten Times. The Brethren and Betrayer would be someone among our ranks who would enshroud themselves in absolute secrecy and cunning and subterfuge, thus making it harder for us to detect them. The Brethren and Betrayer would use scheming and conspiracy to divide us. Note, while I appreciate this isn't much to work with, I do believe these pieces of information will come in useful later. More research needs to be done. Elder Sebastian. Huh. And yet they burn. Funny that. Probably because, well, I can't imagine this is anyone's doing besides hers. Darn. I was hoping for another way out, but... Guess I'll have to juke her out. With a bit of finesse, I could probably... That didn't go quite as planned. Oh well.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have done that.
Huh? Uh-oh. Time to go. Key. Here we go. Now close. Please. There we go. Alright. So that's that then. That's all the objective, I suppose. And this seems like a good place to stop for the day, now that we've had all these revelations and narrowly escaped the hag. I wonder if I hadn't knocked out all these people, I wonder if it would be possible to lure the hag into revealing herself to the keepers and really fuck with the timeline. That would be funny. But anyways. Alright, that seems like a good place to stop. Next time, I guess I'll continue looting the place and then book it to the end. Then we'll have to... Yeah. So yeah, this is where the game really begins, now that we actually have the title drop and all that. But until next time, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.